Welcome to Missing the Magic, your husband and wife Disney duo. Michelle is the pixie dust optimist, cheering for warm churros and stunning fireworks. Joe is the grumpy realist, calling out lines and prices that miss the mark. We give credit where Disney makes magic and call them on it when they don't. From parks to cruises, films, and food, clear takes and sharp laughs await. Skip the fluff, keep the fun, and get tips for a smoother trip. Grab your ears, bring your backpack, and let's find the magic together.
So how about we run through these positives real quick? No need to dwell. So the number one I had was the overall emotional arc. The cruise started as a mediocre experience for me. My expectations were extremely low, and it became an absolute joy by the time we were there. Mm-hmm. I was sad to leave the ship.
Yeah.
I was sad to leave the friends that we made, and I was sad to leave the staff. I mean, I miss Himmy. I thought Himmy was the greatest. That was like so cool seeing him every night.
Right.
So I miss all that. None of that stuff that I look forward to the first 2 or 3 days that we were there.
Right.
So.
And I think for you and for me, because it had been so long, that was kind of the first time cruiser in you.
Correct.
Where maybe going into, the next cruise. Now, the other thing, too, for us is the next cruise is going to be shorter.
Right.
So it's...
And cheaper.
It's going to be how quick are we going to get into that niche?
And that's
or
my hope.
Are we going to get into a niche?
My hope is that
like we did.
I'll know what to expect now, and I can start enjoying it from day one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's my hope.
True, and I think that's the other part of it, too, was because this was your first time on a cruise. In general, you didn't know what to expect or how to do everything, where now it's like, all right, I don't have to go to everything. I don't have to feel rushed. I can go to dinner.
That was really the realization that happened about midway through is, God, I'm trying to let me just pick and choose the things that I want to do. I was so hyped up about doing everything that for the first 2 days, I didn't do anything.
Right. Right.
It was like I was just completely seized up with indecision.
Right. And I think also thinking, okay, we're not going to find another Hemi. We're not going to find, but our wait staff is probably going to be exceptional because.
So that's the next couple we have here. So proper shout outs. Mario is the first one. He was our head waiter. It took a little while for him to warm up.
Right.
Like the first night, a little iffy. But by the time he started doing magic tricks for us, and he started bringing dishes out to us that he thought we'd like.
Right.
It was awesome. Mm-hmm. It was like you literally had a personal guide for dinner at that point in time.
And again, that's where I kind of worry in a way, going on a shorter cruise, that it's by the time we get that comfort zone, it'll be the end of the cruise. So there's my con to your pro.
Okay.
Of, I'm hoping we enjoy ourselves enough on the shorter cruise.
Well, and if we don't, we'll just take longer cruises.
And then, we just go.
It solves that.
Okay.
So his attention to detail was incredible.
Yes.
He was proactive. Like if he even suspected
that
something wasn't right, he was on top of it. And he made us feel like we were part of the family. He gave us a gift.
Yeah.
The picture that he took. Mm-hmm. You're following him on Instagram now.
Yeah.
And he really, because you see him at the end of the day, right? You've spent the whole day doing stuff on the ship or excursions or whatever, and you see him at the end of the day, and he was such a breath of fresh air at the end of the day.
Right.
It was a great way to kind of wind down your evening. And he made what would have been a mediocre dining experience a couple of nights, because I wasn't thrilled at all the venues.
Right.
He made the experience so much better.
Right. Yeah.
Credit to him, credit to Disney for that. And we were very fortunate to have him for our head waiter. Mm-hmm. We talked about her already. But I have to mention Veronica. So Veronica, the one night, she was one of the photographers that was out. And she was up in like some obscure space up by the stairs or something like that. Nobody was going up there to get pictures done because everyone was down on the floor in the main atrium.
Right.
So we're like, let's go get our picture done.
Right.
And she was, most people are like, all right, you stand there, you stand like this, snap, snap, snap. All right, have a nice day and go on.
Right.
She was having fun. She was having us do different poses. She was joking around with it. And she just had this air of comfort and casualness about her. The next night we looked for her specifically and found her. And then I forget which night it was. It was late in the cruise.
Right.
We went by and they were doing pictures. And she walked up to me to ask to do our pictures again. So she's literally, coming to find us to do our pictures. It was like having her own personal photographer.
Yeah.
She did and she had such a great personality, big giant smile. Not once did she solicit us to give a good review or anything like that. There was a lot of that on the ship, and sometimes it was overwhelming.
Right.
I found it annoying that people were. The fact that Disney makes them have to sell themselves like that, I think, is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do a good job and you go above and beyond, I'm going to acknowledge you. You don't need to ask for it.
Right.
And she didn't. She never did. She just did the best job that she could do, and it totally came through. And she got, see, I wrote down a joy to work with there. Let's see.
He didn't work with her.
There's a model for her, right?
Yeah.
So that counts.
Sure.
Quick mention to Tim. I was only in there 2 nights. Tim was my waiter at Scat Pat.
Right, Scat Pat.
He was extremely polite, extremely attentive, like everybody was. Just a.
And I think that was also the nice thing.
Oh, and I saw him when we were on the island. He was working on the island, and he came over and shook my hand. How you doing? Can I get you anything?
Right. I think that's part of the positive. Another positive aspect is that obviously your server follows you for your main meals. Like the head waiter, we would see him during various, like during lunch or breakfast in some of the other restaurants. But the majority of the cast members in the various different bars and other places always stayed the same. So you kind of got to know them, whereas, you go to your local restaurant, you eat there 3 different times, it's 3 different servers, 3 different, it depending on how much of a regular you are.
It's like Cheers. You walk in and they get to know your name, you know their name. There's a
familiar
comfort level.
So, if it's something where you order the same kind of drink or something, there's that sense of, oh, hey, so you get to know them a bit, so.
The doublooners. So my rock band mate there, I regret not seeing more of them. We only caught their show
twice,
and we didn't even really catch the show. We were waiting for something else, and they happened to
just happened to play. Right.
And they were very good. The one set they did was literally our entire rock band set. It was so good.
Yeah.
I wanted to give them a shout out because I wish I had seen them more. We did have the one incident that we had conveyed that we're waiting for dinner, and it was time for dinner. They finished one song. We get up to go, and he says, we're going to do a Journey song now. And I'm like, we got to go to dinner. And, he playfully persuaded us to stay for 4 minutes, and it was totally worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't find them online anywhere.
Really?
So if anybody has any information about the guys who were in the doublooners on the Disney Treasure, please let us know. I would love to see if they have any of music available, if they're doing any other venues or anything, or just to follow them.
No YouTube videos?
No, there's like everything I look up, it's something different besides them. So, anyway, the search continues.
Yes.
And then last but not least, obviously, is Himmy and Philip, our buddies at the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
They made the cruise. Everything else was great. It was all the cherry on top and everything, but it was Himmy and Philip
cream
that really made the cruise, for me at least. They made you feel like you were part of the show, and it wasn't just us. They would do that to anybody who came up to the bar.
Right. And that's what it kind of seemed like on the last night. You could tell, like, everybody that was there.
That sat at the bar at some point in time came back.
We were like, I don't want to say we were the class clowns, but like we were the ones. And the thing was, not all of us had been there all together
at the same time.
Right. Yeah,
it was a collection of people that all sat at the bar at various times during the cruise.
Right, and had
came back for the last night.
Right, and just had this, hey, this is our last night. We want to party with you guys. Like, we took a big, giant group photo. The one person was like, hey, if you want the photo,
that was
give
your
me
vice
your
principal.
give me your phone number. We've had a couple of texts. I think Thanksgiving was the last one, but it was that
like got the group shot and put it in the video.
Yeah, so it was just kind of a sweet moment, and I'm hoping other locations had that too. That it wasn't just necessarily the Haunted Mansion Parlor.
That's the thing. The other places that we went, they just did not seem conducive. All the other places were themed bars.
Right.
The Haunted Mansion,
this was a show.
It was an experience.
This was an experience. No,
and you were part of that experience.
Well, and I think that's what's going to be, unfortunately, a disappointment for when we're on the fantasy.
Right.
Because there isn't that same... It's just going to be...
and it's a shorter cruise, so
it's just
we'll
going
have to find something else.
Bar.
Yeah.
Maybe
but you know what? You get enough drinks in you, by the end of the night, it doesn't matter what the experience is, right?
Or maybe we'll see more shows because we won't...
There you go.
That was probably the other thing, because we wanted to go to the Haunted Mansion because that was the show. That was the
whole reason we went on the cruise.
Well, true. That too. But I'm saying there were other nights that there were different shows going on, and I think part of it was, well, we don't want to miss what's going to happen in the mansion.
That was it. You never knew what was going to happen.
Because we could totally miss out on some inside joke that we're never going to...
Right. Because every time that you were there, you had such a good time.
Right.
It wasn't just coming in, sitting there, and drowning in your beer. It was...
Right. And
who's going to sit next to you? Who's going to say this? Who's going to ring the bells?
Right. And obviously, it wasn't like that for everybody that went
You
there.
had to make the effort.
Right.
But
you had
once
to be
you
part
made
of the...
that effort, you were in.
You had to be part of the club.
It didn't take much to get in the club. Sitting at the bar. Literally, if you just sat at the bar, you became part of the show.
Right. No, I agree.
It wasn't like you had to know somebody or a secret password. It wasn't.
Right.
There was no ramp up to it.
Right.
You were like that once you got to the bar.
So I think that's where, for me, going on the next ship, it's the nightlife isn't going to be as...
Right. I'm sure
I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
And we'll tell you all about it when we do it. But
so that one's in May, so you got time.
That is my list. How unreasonable was my list?
I don't think it was unreasonable at all. I think it very valid points for sure.
We enjoyed ourselves. We loved the cruise.
Obviously, we loved it enough where before we got off, we put the deposit down to book another cruise. We had 2 years to book.
Right.
And October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So within 7 months, we're taking our next one.
Right.
So it didn't suck.
2 a year is what we could probably manage schedule-wise.
Right. Which
was what we were doing for Disney for a while there.
Right. And we figure, the upcoming cruise is going to be a shorter cruise. We thought our daughter was going to possibly come with us on this one. She said, nope. But she did say for the next one, she would.
Okay.
So we'll see. Sure. We'll see what her experience is like, because she's going to be at that. And this is where we were kind of worried about her going on the cruise, is that she's not a kid, but she's not over 21.
Right.
She's that 18, 20.
She's that fringe age there.
Right. She's the 18-20 society, and I found out more stuff about it after we were on the cruise, because we really didn't see a whole lot about it during our cruise, because I was trying to look on the Navigator app. And one of the things that I found afterwards was that a lot of times what they do is they'll have their initial get-togethers with the older kids, young adults, and they basically say, okay, you tell us what you want to do, and we'll put it in the system. So basically, they get to write what they want to do. So there are some cruises where maybe once a day they do something, and there are other cruises where they do more stuff.
The only concern that I have with that is that probably requires more initiative than I think our daughter is known for.
And that's the whole thing. Maybe by the time, she's just started, just finished her first semester of college. Oh my God. I have a hard time with that.
That doesn't make us feel old.
Right. So by the next time, the next cruise, maybe she'll be a little bit more, or she'll find other young adults like herself that, she'll click with, kind of like how her semester at school was. She found that little niche. So that would be my only concern, because obviously the little kids, plenty for them to do. The adults, there are definitely a lot of things that they plan that's just adult only. So if you don't want the kids around, so it's that, again, that weird 18 to 20, I can go to the adults only section, but do I really want to be hanging out with my parents type thing? So
any complaints that you had that we didn't cover here? Any pros, any shout outs you want to do? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
So much. No, I think again, if we had hated it, if we didn't like it, we wouldn't have booked another cruise with Disney. We would have said, you know what, let's go, on another ship that's half the amount of money, because there's actually Norwegian. Is that who it is?
Literally anybody's cheaper than
well,
Disney.
no, but there's a cruise line now that's going to be sailing out of Philadelphia.
Oh, right.
Which, so for us, that would be perfect, because that's literally across the bridge for us. So for us, that would be, we don't have to take an airplane, we don't have to take a train, we don't have to, do all that overnight. We could just leave the house in the morning and get on the ship.
Right.
So I don't know, we might.
We won't.
Probably not.
We won't.
Because I think that's what it comes down to, and this is what, from various friends of mine, other people, other cruises, they do another ship. Or another,
and then they come back to Disney.
And then they come back to Disney, and they go, okay, so yeah, I saved money, but I didn't enjoy myself. And that's not to say that people that do the other cruise lines don't enjoy themselves, because I have lots of friends that cruise multiple times a year and would never do a Disney cruise.
Well, and the way I look at it is, I'm not concerned so much about the money. I want to make sure I have a good time.
Right.
If I was concerned about the money, we wouldn't have gone to Disney 20 plus times. Okay, I would have gone down the shore, or we'd have done something else.
Right.
So the money's not a concern. If Disney can fix any of these things and make it better, great. If not, it was a wonderful cruise no matter what.
Absolutely.
I think that's it for this episode, and that's it for the series on the cruise. The next one that we're working on is going to be Disney Store, right? We're going to do a little discussion on
do
Disney Store.
Some chatting about the Disney Store.
One of the pieces of magic that everyone's missing now.
Yes.
So that's another good example of that.
Absolutely.
Other than that, thanks for watching, and make sure to like us, check out the links below, and we'll see you on the next one.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap on this episode of Missing the Magic. If you enjoyed the mix of cheers and critiques, follow the show. Leave a quick rating and share it with a fellow fan. Have a question, hot take, or park hack we should try? Send it our way at comments@insightsintothings.com. Or call it and leave us a voicemail at 856-403-8788. Thanks for listening, and thanks to Disney for the memories worth talking about. Keep your ears handy, bring your backpack, and we'll meet you back here for more Missing the Magic.